Antonio Conte's Inter Milan. Tactics, formation, instructions, players, skills, traits, abilities, gameplay. I'm gonna teach you all of them. In this video, I'm gonna teach you how to use Inter Milan with Antonio Conte's real life tactics. Besides just explaining about the tactics, I will also explain to you the players' skills, traits and abilities. Because without understanding them at all, you will not be able to bring Inter Milan at the maximum level in FIFA 21. Because playing FIFA is all about 20% tactics and 80% gameplay. And now I will explain to you about each player's ability so that you can have a much better visual understanding of how to use them on the pitch and on the game. And without further ado, let's just get started. Let's go. Okay, so now I'm going to explain about the tactics, and these are the players that I'm going to use. And if you don't like the players that I am currently using, you can change them up anytime. For example, if you don't like Perisic, you want to switch with Asiliang. If you don't like Ericsson, if you want to switch with Gagliardini or Vidal, it's fine as well. It's definitely very fine because the tactics, the set play, the strategies are still going to be the same. So you don't need to worry about changing the players at all. But I found it best to put Ericsson and Perisic for this tactic because yes, I'm sure that you're not gonna regret using these players that I'm currently using, but it's up to you actually. For the formation, it's going to be a 3-1-4-2, just like Antonio Conte's favorite formation of all time. And now let's go to the instructions. Let's start with Handanovic first. I'm going to put all balance, but if you want to put comfort cross or some type of sweeper keeper, is fine as well. But for me, yeah, just balance. It's not really important anyway for the keeper. And now let's go to the center backs. The center backs is going to be all default, no changes. The fridge, all default, no changes. Bastoni, all default, no changes. Skriniar, all default, no changes. Okay, and now let's go to Brozovic, the most important player on the team. Okay, why is he that important? Because Brozovic is the defensive midfielder. He's the key man in building out attacks from the back, loves to help defending with the defenders at the back, and also the main bridge between the attacking and defensive phases. Okay, so most of the time when Brozovic is attacking, he tends to drop deep into the defensive third to receive the ball from the center backs, and then he will carry the ball into the midfield, and then he will start the build-up attack right on the midfield. Okay, he is the first player who is going to decide when to attack, when to defend. That's why he is the key man. He's the most important player in this team. Okay, and when defending, he mostly tend to help defending with the center back and form a more like a 4 center back or something like that. And actually, that's how he plays in the real life as well. And it's very simple actually. And that's it for Brozovic. And now let's go to the instructions. Stay back while attacking, because Brozovic tends to stay deep for defending and also starting build up attacks from the back. And also cover center. The reason why I put cover center is because he mostly tends to stay comfortable on the center. It's just that simple actually. And now let's go to the midfielders, Ericsson and Barella. For Ericsson, all of it is going to be default. Okay, instructions as well. For Barella, all of it is going to be default, but the way they play is definitely very different. And I'm going to start with Ericsson first. Ericsson is an advanced playmaker. Okay? He's the best passer in the team. He can do all of it: passing, crossing, free kicks, curves. He can do all sorts of passing. He's very good at doing that. He's a very good ball control. He has a great vision in analyzing the pitch and very creative as well. He has a great composure when he is under pressure. Okay, and that's what I like about Ericsson. So most of the time, the way Ericsson plays is that he mostly tend to, when he receives the ball, he's going to analyze the pitch, and then he will pass the ball, maybe do a long pass to Lukaku or to Martinez or maybe Hakimi and else, okay, and more actually. He's very creative in creating chances on the field. That's basically it. That's Ericsson. He's very creative. That's it. So for the instructions, it's going to be all default because that's the best one for Inter Milan with Inter Milan's tactics, okay, with Antonio Conte's mastermind. So yeah, that's it for Ericsson. And now let's go to Barella. For Barella, he is a box-to-box midfielder. Okay, he is a very hardworking player. He loves to run back and forth. He has a high amount of stamina and other physical traits, and he has a great agility as well. And if you want to see the stats, look at Barella's stat. Let's see Barella's stat. He got 92 stamina, as I mentioned just now, 87 agility, 86 balance, 84 aggression, 85 composure. It's a very good stat for a box-to-box midfielder. 84 short pass, definitely very good. 83 ball dribbling, 83 ball control. Barella, the way he plays is that he loves to run into the final third, and also loves to run back into the defensive third to help defending on the overlap. That's how Barella plays in the real life. Yeah, that's it actually for Barella. It's very simple. And now let's go to Perisic. For for Perisic, it's going to be only combat on defense, and also for Hakimi as well, it's going to be combat on defense. But the way they play is a little bit different, and I'm going to start with Perisic first. For Perisic, he's a left-footed player. His role is as a traditional winger. He tends to stay wide on the overlap, so I want you to treat him like an attacking wingback. Okay, that's how Perisic play. He mostly he's already 32 years old, as you can see his age, so he has a medium work rate, so he doesn't really tend to work hard on the pitch. He mostly tends to stay static on this position right here. So yeah, he doesn't really tend to go back to defend. He doesn't really tend to go to the final third to attack. That's how Perisic plays actually. He's overall very good in all kinds of skill. 79 pace, 79 shooting, 76 passing, 78 dribbling, 76 physical. Okay, he has a 5-star weak foot as well. He's pretty much very good in almost everything. Overall pretty good actually. So yeah, that's it for Perisic. Nothing very special actually. So for comeback on defense is because I want you to have a much better defensive actions on the overlap, because your overlap is very empty on this part. Okay, so mostly Bastoni will defend on this side. There will be times when your defenders are not able to have time to defend on this position, so or maybe he doesn't have enough teammate to help defending on this side, so Perisic is going to go down to help defending as well actually. So the same goes to Hakimi as well. Hakimi is going to go down to help defending on the overlap as well. And yeah, that's it for Perisic, and I'm going to start explaining about Hakimi. Hakimi, the way he plays is the same with Perisic, but the difference is that he is a very hardworking player. He has a ridiculously fast pace in sprinting, very dangerous for counter attacks, tends to stay wide on the overlap, and I also want you to treat him more like an attacking wingback. He's very hardworking. He loves to run back and forth, back and to the front, because he has a high attacking work rate and high defensive work rate as well. So yeah, he's very hardworking, and he has a crazily amount of pace. 94 pace, that's crazy. Okay, he's very fast. So that's it for Hakimi. So the reason why I put him on comeback on defense is because, yes, as I mentioned just now, I want him to defend on the overlap as well. I want him to go back on the overlap to help defending with Skriniar, so that you can have a much better defensive actions on the defensive third. You have much better chances to recover the ball quickly from your opponents. And yeah, that's it for Hakimi, comeback on defense, and the same for Perisic, comeback on defense. And now let's go to my two favorite players, my best duo. I'm going to start with Lukaku first. Lukaku's role is a target man. Okay, he has a very strong physical strength. He has decent pace in sprinting for a large player, lead help in scoring headers, aerial threat, and power header. So Lukaku is very strong. Okay, he has a very large body, and he mostly tend to play as a target man. And if you want to put the instructions target man, is fine as well, but I would rather put it on default because that's the best one, so they can have a much more initiative actions on his own. And I tend to put stay forward for my personal reasons, so that I can do a counter attacks much more effectively. But if you want to put default, it's fine as well, because I find it default is much better actually for than stay forward. But I mostly do counter attacks, so I put stay forward, and he sometimes doesn't have the time to go back as well, so it's much better for him to stay forward. That's my personal reasons. And yeah, that's it actually. If you want to see Lukaku's stat, he got 84 physical strength, okay, 84 shooting, 81 pace, okay, that's good. He got 95 strength, 86 reaction. I don't think we really need to see all of this, because the point is that he's a target. That's it. And now let's go to Martinez. For Martinez, it's going to be all default. Okay, but if you want to put Gay behind, it's fine as well. But I would rather put it on default because that's the most balanced one. And I'm going to explain a little bit about him. His role is as a complete forward or a poacher. He's overall good in everything as a striker. He tends to get in behind the opposition's defense to score goals. And he has a great partnership with Lukaku in building up attacks. Okay, Lukaku, when he is playing as a target man, he tends to hold the ball right here on the midfield, to hold the ball until Martinez from the midfield, he will run into the box, and then he's prepared himself for a better positioning to score goals, and then Lukaku will then pass the ball to Martinez, and Martinez will then run into the box and score that goal. Actually, that's how they play in the real life as well. The partnership is very good. If you want to do build up attack, very smooth build up attack by using Inter, try to use Lukaku and Martinez by doing a 1-2 pass or wall pass with each other, and then you will definitely eventually will be able to go into the box and score goals much more efficiently and much more smooth. And yeah, that's it actually for Martin. And so for Martinez, it's going to be all default actually. For Lukaku as well, if you want to put target man, it's fine as well, but I would rather put it on default. And if you want to put stay forward, it's fine as well, because I love to put stay forward, but it's much better to put it on default actually. And now let's go to the tactics. For the tactics, defensive style balance with 4 bars, depth 5 bars, and I'm going to explain why. In the real life, Inter Milan can defend by pressing high up on dropping back as well, but their specialty in defending is on the central region. They mostly defend on this side, on the central on this side actually, because yeah, as you can see, they got 6 players able to defend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're pretty good in defending, but mostly very compact on the central, okay? And also, Inter Milan are also very good at countering air balls or crossings from the opposition. So you have 3 center-backs, okay? 3 center-backs who are very good at countering air balls, especially Perisic and Skriniar. And also you get Lukaku. If your opposition is doing crosses, you can easily deflecting them by having these 3 center-backs, and also your keeper, Handanovic, is very good at handling crosses as well actually. And so the conclusion is that if you want to use Inter Milan to defend by pressing high up and dropping back, it's fine as well. It's definitely very fine, and their specialty is that they can defend very good by defending on the central region actually, mostly on that region. And now let's go to the offensive style. Offensive style balance with 5 bars, flexible 4 bars, corners put 3 bars, fixed 3 bars actually. That's the most balanced one. And I'm going to explain a little bit about how they play in the real life. In the real life, Inter Milan mostly create short passes into the final third when attacking, position and fast build actually. Sometimes they can also create fast counter attacks by create long passes directly to Lukaku, who acts as a target man for faster build up attacks, okay, or long ball. The wing backs tend to create crosses into the box from the overlap to create chances for Lukaku to score headers. Okay, so the way they play attack in the real life, most of the time when the center backs have the ball, they tend to create short passes to Brozovic, and then to Ericsson, and then to Martinez, and then etc. actually. They don't really tend to do long passes directly to Lukaku, but sometimes they do it if they are very desperate in doing counter attacks. And the second thing, the way they attack, is that they tend to do crosses from the wing backs. Perisic and Hakimi tends to do crosses so that Lukaku or Martinez can score headers into the box. Both of them are very good at scoring headers, but especially Lukaku. Lukaku is the best man for the job when scoring headers. And that's it actually, the way they attack. It's very simple actually. The way Inter Milan plays actually, to be honest, is very textbook, but it's very easy to use. You don't need to really have a very good gameplay because your players already have a very good position on this formation, 3-5-2. And especially for beginners, if you want to learn how to play FIFA, Inter Milan is one of the best teams to use if you want to learn the basics actually. Playing FIFA is all about 20% tactics and 80% gameplay. So if you want to learn how to play Inter Milan directly live inside the game, I want you to click this video right here, right now, right here, because this video will teach you how to use Inter Milan live inside the game so that you can have a much better visual understanding of how to use Inter Milan in FIFA 21. And if you find this video helpful, please leave a like in this video, and that will really help me to grow my channel. And please leave a comment, let me know what you think. Slanty Alien signing out. Bye. Peace!